100 and upward.
6 after 5. Let's see, first off, I got a letter from Deb Brusini of the Bridgeton Planning Board, and Maggie Lynn, Bridgeton Planning Board, and Martina Witz, Naples Planning Board, regarding, I'll call kind of starting up the intertown group that met monthly in Denmark for a few years. Familiar with that one? You guys are familiar with that. I've been to that several different times. In fact, I think one of you guys came with me once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they are kind of reforming the group, and their first regional meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, October 28th from 6 to 7:30 in the Naples Town Office Meeting Room. Is there one of you that would like to come along? They're looking for 2 of us if possible.
I'd go.
Want to come?
Yeah.
Okay.
What date did you say it was, the 28th?
It is the 28th, Tuesday the 28th.
Okay.
Good.
Because I think the 21st, we have a GP cog.
There you go. You can keep that.
With the select board.
Yes, that's correct.
I'm not as familiar with that group. What do they do? Do they just like talk about regional issues?
Yes,
Or,
yes, exactly. What's going on within the planning boards in various
Yeah.
areas. They're a great resource, actually.
It
Yeah,
sounds like
it's
a
awesome.
great idea.
Yeah, yeah,
Kind of, yeah, I'm glad to hear that there's an organization like that. But
yeah, yeah. It broke up, the original one broke up, a year or so ago now.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
okay.
so this is getting reformed over there, which is great. And the only reason the other one dropped away is that the fellow who was running it just plain had to do some other stuff.
Sure,
Got
yeah.
involved in some other projects. And-
Right,
Yep.
because obviously there's GPCOG, but I feel like that's sometimes a little bit larger than,
Yeah.
than what the
Yeah.
smaller communities are facing, so it's good.
Good,
Well, we
And
all
it's
have
all-
our
it's around the
inherent
lake, so
Problems,
it's
you know, so
yeah.
we all have inherent issues.
We do.
It's
Yes,
nice
you
to-
do.
Nice to be able to talk to,
You bet
other
it is.
communities that are having
You bet
similar
it is.
problems, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's exactly the thing though, a lot of the trends are in some of these communities, exactly what we're meeting here tonight about ordinance changes. A lot of these towns have antiquated zoning ordinances that need updates, so it's always good to see what other people are up to. You know,
Yeah.
if there's things you can copy and paste or start as a foundation from for other towns and stuff too, it's.
Yeah, I've been thinking for quite a while that these various towns ought to collaborate on a lot of different things and, even equipment,
Sure.
I mean, every town buys its own equipment, and it's like, geez, we use some of that stuff you use twice a year, It's,
Yeah.
very, very expensive, but anyway, something to think about talking to other communities about a chance.
Well, I mean, Tristan, I was always surprised there wasn't like a Sebago Lake regional, like district or group or council of governments for,
Yeah.
for one town to hire a harbor master to enforce like a mooring ordinance, that's a huge expense. But if several towns were interested in something like that and how we're able to collaborate, then that's a totally different story.
Or even a regional community development director, something like a regional community development director, that
Right.
would,
Yeah,
I don't know, a lot of different things to talk about.
it's good.
yeah. Okay, great. Thanks, Dave. Okay, so we started to look at ordinances last time around and did some assignments anyway. Tino, you might as well go ahead and talk for a minute about where you guys are at with marijuana.
I guess we ain't very far. Probably just
No,
enough.
so, we were struggling to get somebody from the state to just give us a call back. And Brett has a connection or someone that he knows with out of the state that might be able to, I'm trying to get in touch with him now to see if he can come and give a talk to us,
Yeah.
to explain more so we understand better. But I think the first step is to get confirmation on whether or not we're an opt-in or opt-out town, and then move from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would be the first step.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, go ahead, sorry.
We had talked about Merle has a survey that he developed or whatever, that maybe we could tap him for, but then how
Well,
do
you
we,
had given me a copy of that, right? That's what you gave me a copy of?
Yeah.
but now how do we go about getting that survey out to people?
I don't know that it's us, I think it's the select board.
Yeah, well, I think we'd have to do it through the select board anyway. Yep, and get their permission to do
So-
that, but,
Then the next step is to take that, whatever it is we got from Merle, and give it to the select
Well,
board.
I mean, we need to find out if we're opt-in or opt-out, get confirmation of that, bring that information to the select board.
Yeah.
And we can also present that survey to them, you know, as a recommendation to maybe put out to the public.
But how do we determine whether we're opting in or opting out? Isn't it through that survey? No?
No, the town currently has an ordinance, I'll say. Although it appears that it's not legal per se, that was the determination we
Right,
got,
that's
so.
the problem.
But the ordinance reads that the town is not an opt-in town, so we've opted out.
Okay.
And actually, you were talking about Vern at the State Department, he's with the Office for Cannabis Policy, OCP. He attended last week in Raymond, we had a planning board meeting, and he attended in person, and it was amazing, because the planning board had tons of questions about, you know, what was legal, you know, there's certain protections for the medical and the patient side versus recreational, and how that functions with the home rule authority of the town. So if you guys have a free hour, you can always watch last week's meeting in Raymond. Otherwise, I do think that could be beneficial though, to get Vern in here, just to see, one, what we can do, you know, have that discussion with the board, and also, what do we want to do moving forward? Is it something we want to prohibit or allow, or what type of standards do we want to put on there? Do we want to only allow it in certain zones? What type of setbacks do we want? Those kind of things. So-
But if our ordinance already states that we're an opt-out town, aren't we wasting our time?
yeah.
Not necessarily, so there's still recreational use that you can, if you're interested in, you can apply your own standards to. There are,
But what is this ordinance that we have on the books now? Is it for recreational or for medical?
It's for retail. It's for retail.
Retail.
yep,
So that can be either or. If it's just retail, right?
Well, that's not what was presented. What was presented to us was a commercial grow, right?
Yeah.
And we discussed, do we want to include making selling pot legal in the town of Sebago?
So that's,
That was a discussion.
yeah.
I don't know if that's how we want to go.
but as it is right now, Dave, with the commercial grow, is that legal in Sebago? What you guys were working on?
No, if we're opted out, then no, that's not permitted.
You have medical grow in the town of Sebago.
You have medical grows, right, but those are separate than the retail.
Well, that's what I was asking,
Yeah,
but when you're
right.
saying retail, is that broken down into medical and recreational, or is that two
Oh, okay, I see
totally
what you're saying
different?
now, yeah, I see what you're
That's
saying.
two different.
Yeah.
So what is it?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
they're
wait a
two
minute.
separate-
We
yeah, there's the-
we don't have retail medical grow, I don't believe. We just have a commercial medical grow.
Yeah.
So in other words, there's no place where you can go and buy weed other than your local drug dealer, right? No legal place, as I understand it.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah, there's
But then
the
someplace-
retail, the commercial, there's the medical, and then there's the recreational.
So
Shouldn't the first step just simply to be what's not legal and legal in the ordinance we have? What makes sense, what we can still use?
Yeah.
Because that was voted on, approved at that time.
Well, as I recall, it was at the, the select board was the ones who were the moving parties wanting to have an ordinance. They came to the planning board, and after a meeting, planning board agreed to go along with the select board's proposed ordinance. I don't remember the specifics, it's been 6 or 8 years, but that was what was done.
Okay.
But nothing preventing, I guess if the current select board wanted to adopt a new policy, there'd be nothing preventing them from doing so and suggesting it to us. far as I'm concerned, it was not necessary, it didn't emanate from the planning board, the original.
And neither is this. So, you know, I think the select board needs to be more clear on
But their policy didn't.
what their policy is, where they're leaning, whether they want to
Oh,
include, because if we're delving into all this stuff and have to do all that research, if we're gonna change things later on, we might as well start working on it now. So, and I would say the same for the roads, we get, you know, we need a little more direction. Does that make sense to you, Tina?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Who was it that had mentioned that the current ordinance is not legal?
It's the man responsible for doing inspections of the facilities in Sebago, and I can't remember his name, I think his first name was Russ.
Okay.
I'll have to look back in my office.
Was he with the state office?
Yeah,
For
same
the
office.
inspection kind of piece, yeah?
Yeah.
inspection of what?
Cannabis facilities.
Now, what did Russ tell you? Why did Russ say our ordinance was?
Oh. Well, I was questioning why they were issuing licenses to people in town with having this ordinance in place. And he said that the ordinance doesn't, the language in the ordinance that we have isn't recognized by their office, and it really has no teeth, especially because it has a reference to the state statute that was repealed in 2018, I think.
Are those not home businesses? Don't they have to be regulated, go through the planning board anyway?
So they made a change at the state level where they just were required to start notifying the town when they renewed licenses. So when, that was how I found out, because the change happened in like June or July, and I started getting these things, and I thought, wait a minute, why is this happening? And yeah, they've been existing here in town, it's just they haven't had to notify us until recently. The people who have licenses are confidential. We can know in the office, but it's not something that we can share with the public.
Why is that?
Who is?
Yeah, what's that?
Why not?
This is for the medical, the caregiver.
Right,
So they want the HIPAA.
this is what they're,
protections.
yeah.
Who
So,
issues the licenses, the state of the town?
I'm sorry, say it again?
Who issues the licenses, the state of the town?
The state does, but, you know, if we knew about them, yeah, they would be required to go through planning board, right?
Yeah, and that's the other thing that Vern had mentioned last week is even though at the state level they have their own licensing program, the towns can also create their own standards, whether it's a licensing program or a registration program, or if it just has to go before planning board and meet a certain set of performance standards. You know, there's a lot of options for us.
You gotta meet state statute, but you can exceed state.
Well,
Well, we can be more restrictive too.
you can't have a guy who wants to repair motorcycles have a home business and have to come before us, and not have another type of business out of their home and not come before us. That's just arbitrary decisions.
Right, yeah, this is the whole, I think this is why we're discussing it tonight, obviously, right? If that's something that we wanna, you know, whether as a public hearing, I think that's something that a lot of towns are moving towards, is the whole public notification, public hearing piece of it. Or, you know, if you wanna limit it based on certain zones too, or prohibit it in some areas, or make 1,000-foot setbacks in some zones as well, it just depends.
Doesn't that, if you have a marijuana facility and a person within a certain distance of that facility wanted to open up a daycare, either they wouldn't be able to open it up, or the marijuana facility would have to close?
It's a drug with education.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
so
Yeah.
one becomes restrictive upon the other.
Who's
No,
there
but yeah.
first? Wouldn't that go that way, Dave? Who was there first?
Well, but then you're telling a person who wants to open up a daycare facility that they can't do it.
Well, they can't if they're next to an established business.
I don't know,
I agree with you.
just something else to add to the mix, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think we need from the select board to say, Do you want us to review the marijuana ordinance in its entirety? Or is it just this one thing? Because just this one thing seems to be a waste of time. Because you're getting into, you need all that information, you're gathering all that information. And we might as well
Would it be
do.
helpful to the select board if, and I would have to talk about it again because I didn't take the notes, on the different aspects where it's, all right, our ordinance is for commercial growth, period. Then we're looking at, under commercial growth, we would have recreational and medical, correct?
Well,
Or however we break it down.
I agree with you where you're going. It's just that there seems to be a recent history of people doing a lot of work on ordinances, good ordinances, that get rejected by the select board. And do you want to do all that work and then have them go, nah, not a good day today, we don't want to do it?
But they're the elected
Because that's exactly
officials.
what happened before.
And they're the ones
No, I know what you're saying.
who should weigh in on policy.
The planning board.
Is their policy to allow it? Is their policy they want to continue to restrict it?
Resolution.
If they want to allow it, they could work on a more liberal ordinance, and if not, then they could leave it as it is.
But what do you mean by saying you want to allow it, Paul?
Well, do they
You want
want
to
to allow
restrict it?
sales of?
Oh, did the
of,
sale, okay.
Sales of either medical
So-
or recreational marijuana in town, it's pretty straightforward, and to allow people to grow it.
So now it's only grow.
That's a policy decision that the select board should weigh in on, whether they think it's something the town wants, as, the elected officials.
Okay, but now, the only thing we do is allow it to grow. Is that grow for medical and recreational, or it doesn't differentiate? It just says you can grow it.
Medical and caregivers, I thought.
I don't know, there's quite a few things that they classify these people or allow them to do under these licenses.
Yeah.
So it'd have to include all of them, all the different.
But what I'm asking, the question I'm asking is, if our ordinance says we're allowing the growing of marijuana commercially, does that word commercially mean just medical,
Legal stuff is not correct.
or does it mean medical and recreation?
I don't know.
And if
Well,
it does, if we're not sure, then we're gonna have to define that.
Well, wouldn't Vern be able to help us with this?
Yeah, and I think this is where the importance of clear definitions makes all the world difference. Because commercial could also mean retail, which is different than the recreational and different than the medical kind of thing.
Well, how is that different? I mean, retail, you're selling it for recreational and medical.
Right, but there's certain protections at the state level though, and how they define medical, where there's certain protections around, like we can't share, the information.
Yeah, who's got the medical, yeah, I can understand that.
So I think to your point, I think zooming out a little bit and asking the select board, one, do we want to opt in? Is that
Opt in to do what?
opt in to allow all of the types of uses, the commercial, like you're saying? Do we want to opt in, allow the commercial? Or do we want to stay as opt out and refine our existing ordinance that's not legal, or start from scratch as well? At least we have a starting point though with our existing,
So,
we can work
Do you
on.
want to do a straw poll here about opting in or opting out? Just so we're either all on the same page or we're not.
I didn't.
Do you want to do a straw poll here to say, do we think we should opt in, or do we think we should opt out?
Sure,
Or stay
why not?
opt out?
I'd opt out.
Is the
Well, we
select
took
board,
input from people and people with select board and public hearing and see
As far as
what.
the office goes, would they opt in or opt out? We're doing a straw poll.
So Tina, why
Less violence than
don't you and I
earlier.
go to the next select board meeting? We'll try and get
I
it on
usually
their
go, yeah.
agenda
Okay.
and just talk about it for a bit and ask for some further direction in terms of what they're interested in.
Right.
This particular one strictly talks about prohibition on retail marijuana establishments and retail marijuana social clubs.
And retail grow.
Yeah.
I don't know, if you're growing marijuana, you're growing marijuana, what's the?
Well, that's my confusion, Dave. I mean,
Isn't that the wholesale?
Well, you
And there's
can
already
grow
that
for
going
yourself
on.
too, right? Can't you grow so many plants, every single
Yeah,
person
but
in
this,
town?
Sure,
that's,
yeah.
that's
you
not,
can.
Father, that's not the town's business, that's
No,
your
I know,
business.
I know.
But I mean, we're talking about an ordinance for the town.
Right.
But you can place, if you wanted to, like for the recreational, I think is what you're talking about, if you wanted to put more restrictions on, you can.
Oh, yeah,
So, it just depends, like if you had a super smelly,
neighbor.
yeah, neighbor where the smell, if the wind carried it the right direction, it's always, you know, in your property, and you can't even open your own windows for your own personal enjoyment, you know, like, something like that, you know.
It's
Hey,
got
we're a
those things.
recreational community, do you wanna go down that road in the first place?
Well, that's the
That's the
issue
other
though, is,
thing.
it, you know,
Yeah.
are those types of restrictions worth pursuing or even feasible? You know, I think this
It is
is
if you live
where,
next door to somebody like that.
yeah.
I wouldn't
Well-
want to be living next door to
That's
that.
what I mean, we're a recreational community, do we wanna have, do we want people to come here for the summer, do we want them to stay away? It smells like what?
I don't want them here if they're stoned.
Well, the other things too, you can add setbacks, you could add standards about,
Yeah, but the wind has no regulation on setbacks.
no, you could add, they must be enclosed by a structure like a greenhouse kind of thing. You could add in, some towns do, carbon scrubbing, air filtration systems on the greenhouses. That way, you know, when they
Yeah.
do cycle out the air, it's not producing those odors, so there's a path forward, but I think the question is though, do we wanna opt in or
You
stay
know-
opted out and modify our existing ordinance?
In our ordinances, I think in our checklist, there's an annoyance
right.
factor. That would be an annoyance.
Yeah.
Great,
And
thank you
that
so
would
much.
have to be rectified
And
by.
there's also the health, safety, and welfare of the community.
Register my truck.
So,
That's
Well,
the
some
other
people
thing,
think it's
like-
healthy.
so when you read this, I want to read this to you for a little bit, just a few of the phrases.
Yeah.
It's retail marijuana establishment, so
Yes, I
in
think
section
that's what I
3,
heard.
figured all the stuff up above here, but in section 3,
Yeah,
talks
no,
about
I-
prohibition of retail marijuana establishments and retail marijuana social clubs. Retail marijuana establishments, including retail marijuana stores, retail marijuana cultivation facilities, we have those in town already, retail marijuana products, manufacturing facilities, retail marijuana testing facilities, and retail marijuana social clubs are expressly prohibited in the town of Sebago. No application for a proposed retail marijuana establishment or retail marijuana social club can be processed. No person or organization shall develop or operate a business that engages in retail or wholesale sales of retail marijuana product as defined in whatever statute. Nothing in this ordinance is intended to prohibit any lawful use, possession, or conduct pursuant to the Maine Medical Use of Marijuana Act.
And what's the date of that?
This
So
is
it's the
June 2nd, 2018. Not that
I
old.
also look at it like, when we go to the grocery store, we don't have a grocery store in Sebago, you gotta go out of town. You gotta go to Naples, you gotta go to Wyndham, you gotta go wherever, you know, they all got pot places or whatever, it's like, so it's, when you're getting your groceries, if you wanna go buy some pot, go down there and do it, you know?
I don't think we need it.
Yeah, I don't see where it's beneficial to the town of Sebago.
How is it harmful?
Well, I don't see where it's beneficial.
How is it, somebody wants to start a business? Are you anti-business?
No, I'm not in.
Well, apparently you are. I think I said it at the last meeting, you know, I think we have a generational thing, and maybe I'm more liberal, surprisingly, than some other people, but I don't know. I don't know anybody who's punched somebody in the nose, or beaten their wife, or caused a bar fight because they're high on marijuana. Yet we have 2 bars that sell alcohol, 3 different stores that sell alcohol, and, you know, on a schedule of drugs, alcohol is right up there with these psychotic drugs, you know, so.
Yet a very high number of crash incidents involve the people having THC in their system, I think it was 60%.
Right,
That was on the news the other
and
day.
they could have had THC from 29 days ago,
Yeah.
so you don't know what's happening.
No, I know.
All I'm saying
I just
is,
don't see where it's beneficial to the town. but
I don't
that's
see
just
where
my
it's,
opinion. My opinion.
where it's
Is there anything
harmful.
that says we can't be damn Yankees and say we don't want it?
Yeah, there is.
End of conversation,
Go
whether
ahead.
we're a recreational town or not.
Like I say, it's not a big
Go ahead.
deal. If you're gonna go get your groceries down the
Well,
road, then,
there's
you know.
plenty of, there's 2 or 3 places
Yeah,
in Wyndham,
they're all over the
in
place.
Standish. You can
Standish?
get stuff.
Used to be bottle redemption centers all over the place. Now there's pop places all over the place. It's like, go figure, right?
Okay, we're
Well,
off the track.
okay.
So it needs more definition.
Okay, so we're gonna get on the docket for the next select board meeting to see
try
if
that.
they can give us more direction
Yeah.
on what they want us to do. That'll help, right?
Yeah.
Is that all we have?
Okay. Are you gonna do that, Bob, or what?
Let's do it together. I'll talk to, I have no problem with,
When's the next select
talking with
board?
Michael, see if I can get it on the
Next
agenda.
week? It's next week, is there enough time?
No, I'm
No.
sorry, he's not gonna have time to get you on for the next agenda.
Hmm.
But he'll probably have time, he has.
The 1st of November then?
November.
Okay.
Okay. Doesn't
He
give
has
us much
to
time to
have
work
his
on it
agenda
after
ready for
that.
tomorrow. He has to have his agenda ready for tomorrow for the
Oh,
next
I
meeting.
see.
We'll call him at
When's the
home.
one in November?
What's that?
When's the one in November? Is that before or after our November
Oh,
meeting?
you
the
know
first
what, they're
week.
gonna have to make an announcement because it falls on election
Oh,
day.
election day.
They're gonna have to decide that.
Okay. So it'd be before our next planning board meeting though, so at least we would know what we're talking about at the next November meeting.
I imagine they'd have one before our next,
Okay.
because we're gonna have to determine, we can talk about this later, but Veterans Day is our next planning board meeting, so we'll have to
Oh, shit.
decide a different day.
On this other stuff, when you're talking about social clubs, is it like a cigar club or
Yeah.
private club that allows cigarette smoking and indoors that normally isn't allowed?
Right.
Well, yeah, I don't think you can have a retail business where it's legal to smoke marijuana inside. That's why they call it a social club, I think.
I mean, is this,
Yeah.
when the tobacco is banned from bars and clubs, these social clubs would allow people to smoke.
Right.
So it'd be the social clubs they're talking about with marijuana or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I've never heard of a social club for marijuana.
Mhm.
I'm not sure what they,
So there are like cigar clubs though?
yeah, I mean,
okay.
I've seen that, and that's what comes to mind.
Yeah,
Is
Yeah.
it-
yeah.
Would have been where all the hippies went to hang out.
No, I'm the only one who knows all about this stuff.
Now it's legal, so they just sit around and smoke anywhere. I mean, come sit in my backyard. You get high sitting there, nobody in my family smokes.
Okay, so we'll work to get on the agenda before the next meeting here. Yeah,
Okay,
okay. I'll do that.
okay, let's see, marijuana alone. Half an hour, see, we didn't get anywhere.
We have action items.
Like I said.
This is a discussion we had ahead of time, we talk too much. Don't act, too
Okay.
much, talk too much.
You guys want to talk about roads?
Sure.
All right.
Enlighten us, gentlemen.
So what, you want to say something, Dave?
No,
You know, in reviewing our present ordinances that we have on streets and roads, which, since they're interchangeable, street and road is interchangeable. We already have design and construction standards for streets. So I'm not sure as to what we're trying to accomplish here. I see by Christina's list here that we're trying to reduce the minimum width of right-of-way by 10 feet. My thought is that if we're gonna develop, and David and I had talked about this, gravel road standards, that, it might wanna be dependent on how many lots there are on that proposed gravel road. That would depend on whether or not the requirements for the width, the size, the minimum right-of-way and everything was could be reduced or should remain with the standards that we already have in our ordinance. My thought is, and I think Wyndham's has the same ordinance, that anything over 2 houses, I don't think they allow gravel roads anymore. So I'm thinking that probably Sebago should, if we're gonna go down that route, that we should, go the same way. We've got, you've got roads that go into the woods, and there's potential there to put many houses on it, and so I don't know why we would want to reduce the minimum right-of-way width anyway. To me, it doesn't make any sense, because eventually Sebago will get developed out like every other town, and you're gonna need those larger roads. So why would you want to start out with a substandard road when that's just what I was thinking. So I didn't understand why we were even going down this route after reading our ordinances that we already have. They seem to be pretty comprehensive anyway, as far as the requirements for streets and roads. So maybe you guys can explain why we're even going down this route, because I'm not sure.
Sure. And Christina, feel free to chime in. I know this was brought up in the past. What application was that?
We get, anytime somebody wants to talk about a road, it comes up. And sometimes the road standards that we have seem excessive for what they're trying to accomplish, and what they, for the character of the town too, doesn't really.
Right, I think there was a meeting, I know Jim was here, I wasn't here when it was talked about. I thought there was something before the planning board a couple months ago, but.
We shouldn't talk about that
Can I
specifically.
talk about it,
Behan,
not
was
name
that
it?
it? Behan?
I think so, but, yeah.
Yeah.
It's generic anyway.
Right.
Let's not.
Not about the application itself, but, just about the different standards, like you said, a tiered level of standards, because if, right now, if somebody wants to come in for a backlot driveway, that's significantly different than like a minor road. To speak specifically on the minimum right-of-way width, in this draft, the reason why I had them all the same is just trying to think if there was let's say a potential development that was coming in under a private road, but might serve a future phase of development. Well, if they wanted to increase, if there's a number of homes on it, then they would have to increase that right-of-way width, which kind of, I'm just trying to think of like a long-range planning perspective. So if we can make the minor road right-of-way with 60 feet, just to try to accommodate for that future growth, but I'm a fan of the consistency. At least it's one right-of-way that would be sufficient for either a minor road or a private road.
Yeah, because right now, my understanding is that we have private roads, gravel roads, public easements, whatever. And of course, the right-of-ways are very narrow because a lot of them serve camps and stuff. So how do you go about making a road like that any wider than what it already is? It seems to me like it's already grandfathered, and so there's no way to actually address those type of roads. And I don't know if that was thrown into the mix as far as gravel roads go. In my mind, the existing gravel roads that were around prior to our ordinances are all grandfathered, and there's not a thing you can do about them.
Correct, yeah. And I think this is the thing with a lot of the public easement roads too. And I think we had talked about this before, but it does present significant liability to the town. If there are these roads that aren't maintained or anything like that, but the town's out there plowing, if the town breaks an axle while plowing, who's responsible for paying that bill? Is it the town, or is it the homeowners association, that kind of thing? A lot of times there's not an HOA group that's been formally put together, that kind of thing, so there's no ownership group of that road. So that's why I think, incorporating it moving forward, everything in the past is already grandfathered in, but moving forward, at least there's clear ownership of who's responsible for maintaining the road. You know, if it's an HOA or some other common ownership or single ownership group, that kind of thing, I think moving forward really helps protect the town.
I'm just not sure why you wouldn't want to have the same street standards. I mean, you know, we have minor streets and collector streets, and the gravel requirement is already there, you know, the pitch requirement's already there. It's, you know, we already have all those requirements, and so I just can't quite understand why we would want to reduce, because let's face it, you're talking about a 10-foot right-of-way width difference, which would be 5 feet on each abutter. In my mind, not a big deal when the area is developed out. And you got to think that these roads are going to be developed out at some point. You know?
So, yeah,
Where did you say the 10-foot right of way was that, or is that on existing roads?
You're proposing a 50-foot right of way, and our ordinance requires a 60-foot right of way, so that's.
Right, oh, that 10
that's
foot
10
difference,
feet,
I see,
and
okay.
5 feet on either side. Not really a big deal in my mind,
Yeah.
but, and a lot of times, I mean, let's face it, a lot of times on these roads, even if you had the 60-foot right of way, the people kind of encroach on them as they go, but at least it's on paper. So if that was ever actually needed, you know, the right to use that is there, even though the people have got lawn furniture or whatever else on it, you know.
I mean, another thing we could do is just make the right-of-way width 60 feet for both private and minor. That way, if minor is ever gonna get, or excuse me, if private is ever gonna get upgraded to a minor road, that way it already has that right-of-way.
And that's
Discussion
how I
we had
kind of
with
thought
Mr.
it.
Behan. He was at 40, I think, and wanted to go up to 50, and we said, well, you're talking to people, you might want to go to 60.
Yeah, and I will note that there's, I think, a note for, that's for the backlot driveways, excuse me, about the potential for reduction for the right-of-ways as well. Like if there's, let's say there's a lot that they want to break off into a backlot driveway, but it's surrounded by Loon Echo Land Trust land or something like that. Well, that's never going to be a future subdivision or large-scale development. So, you know, maybe it makes sense, you know, if it's, you know, financially feasible for them to do this larger project, that kind of thing, you know, allowing some flexibility to the applicants as well.
but
you know,
that's something we should consider.
Yeah, so much like in 4G 27A, where we allow for a, you know, the setback requirement in the village district from the road is 50 feet, and we allow 25 feet, so you can put a little notation similar to what we have in that 4G
Sure.
27A, under, you know, under the table, or in the table.
So my big concern with this is, how do we determine, somebody wants to put a private road in, and if we have it at 60 feet or 40 feet, whatever somebody wants, how do we determine what type of road that is? Is it by its potential? So for instance, you go by, you put a driveway in, you go by the Smiths, the Joneses, the McCarthys, and finally you get at, you know, Colvin's down here who wants to put the road in. So that, and these are all 10-acre lots, say, each one of them. So there's a potential there for 3 lots, 3 houses on each lot, times whatever, 6 or 8. And then you've got ADUs that are available. So how do we determine what type of road that really is gonna be?
Yeah,
Right now, we look at what the proposed right now is.
yeah, I was gonna say, the potential, basing it upon the potential, I think places the town in maybe some, I think some really tricky situations, because we may not know or have all the information on those other lots, even, like, if it's not even buildable land. And I think requiring like a feasibility analysis of all that land might be tricky, or might be a little bit cumbersome on the applicant. So I think basing it on what's proposed, what's actually before the board to make that decision, I mean, that's like pretty factual, because we know what they're proposing. Versus down the road, you know, if we talk about ADUs, I mean, the state's
So let
changing
me-
their
so
ADU
we
law as well,
had-
so that could always change.
On this board, we've had experience where somebody wants to put a housing development, or has proposed a housing development way at the end of a road, yet there are potentials for more houses along the way in. And that person has come to us and asked for a reduction in the right-of-way size and the road surface. And you know what, you look at those people that are almost next to that guy, you know what, now you're doing them a disservice by not providing them with an adequate road surface. So,
Yeah.
and I think you have the same problems then. Now you're requiring this guy, because he wants the next door neighbor, because he wants to develop that road. Now he's gotta upgrade that entire road. And the other neighbors don't have to do anything, so that's
So,
why I say, when-
I guess what you're saying is the present time, it's a 60-foot for a minor road. And you would suggest we bring it down to 50.
I think you just do this for discussion.
Yeah, this is just, what's before you tonight is
Just
really for discussion, yeah. It's easier to, you know, Tina, like we mentioned, it's easier to look at something and mark it up and say, we like this, we don't like this, maybe this can go up, down, sideways.
no, it's good, I get it.
So.
But those are the problems I see as
Yeah.
I'm looking at this. It may look like a single driveway or a 5-house subdivision, but on the way in, there's a potential for 50 more houses.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, that's the concern.
And I think this is the beauty of planning and developing ordinances, is trying to think ahead for those kind of things and giving the board some teeth. You know, if somebody is asking for a reduction, you know, but there is potential for a dozen more houses, you know, what's their argument, you know? And that's where the authority of the planning board comes into play, and you get to, you know, hear that discussion and.
We tried to tell him if he ever did want to have it become a public road, that he needed to make sure he had enough width there so that could
in
happen.
that particular case, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
Could we
most,
use as a rule of thumb, for our thinking, what is in the best interest of the majority of the people? Because we can always find a situation that's gonna be an exception to the rule. But our job is to plan, guide, protect the town, the people. We need to have some type of a beam that we're following. What is in the best interest of the majority of the people in this given situation?
I think really, at the very least, it's the 60-foot right-of-way or 50-foot right-of-way, so that the area is clear for
Well,
development
that's what,
further
if
down the
we have
road.
that beacon that we're
Yeah.
following, Bob,
Yeah, I
then
hear you.
we're not getting into, I mean, because like Dave, you're wearing your brain out coming up, and what you're saying is true. No, what you're saying is true.
BLD stands for.
But we can go on ad infinitum as to what we can.
Well, we can do this now, or we can do it again in 5 years, if we're all here. You know,
Yeah, that's the problem. Dave's scenario is actually a good one, now that you think about it, because if you had a person that had a road, say they wanted to construct a substandard road, 2,000, 2,500 feet long, whatever, okay? They're at the end of the road. So you're gonna build a substandard road, now there's abutters all the way along that road, and they're not developing their land yet, but later on, they're going to. Are you gonna develop a road that's a substandard road, only to have to rebuild it again later on to service these other people? And who's gonna pay for that?
and that road goes across their land anyway, it's their land. They've just issued a right-of-way over it, you know, so they ought to be able to go across their own land and develop on
If
it.
all of these developments started at the beginning of the road off of the collector street, I mean, that wouldn't be a big problem, because you could build, you know, a certain length of road to our standard, and then as it
Well, the road can only be
continues
so
on,
long
you know,
anyway.
but it doesn't work that way all the time, so.
Would you be sorry, this example, I guess this hypothetical, would you be talking about, let's say there's a road that's 1,000 foot long with homes, at the end of it, would it be like vacant land, or would it
Yeah.
be somebody?
Yeah, vacant land.
Vacant land.
Well, I think it's the responsibility of the applicant to have to bring that road up to standard, that if it's gonna trigger it up to, over that threshold.
But not if
I
you
think-
allow him to, if he's only gonna build one house, so therefore he only needs a road, whatever your minimum road width here was, 12 feet,
Mhm.
call it, okay? But now the other butters to that 12-foot road that he just built,
Wouldn't that have gone through the subdivision review though?
not if it's one house,
Yeah, well, why can't we
Now
say
you've
it's
got
gonna
the
be
road in
60
there.
feet?
right?
They're saying here that it should be 18 feet.
That's ju-
that's
And
just
in
the
there,
right of way.
not 12.
And I think the other
So-
thing too that's important for this is the thresholds in which we find these. If we're gonna cap private roads, let's say at, I don't know, let's say it's 5 or 6 homes, like that kind of thing, you know, that's not gonna, that road isn't gonna be that long in the grand scheme of things, versus if it's a 1,000-foot long road, it's probably servicing more than 6 residences. So it's already gonna be to that higher standard of the road though.
Road can only be, what is it, 1,200 feet long? 20, or 20, I can't remember.
1,200 feet, it could be 1,200 feet long, and then you have to have a 65-foot radius or cul-de-sac.
Turnaround,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, but you can put a driveway off the end of that if you wanted to.
Okay, here, see what you're doing again?
Well, no, these are the scenarios though, Tina, I mean, it's
So
like.
wouldn't that have always been captured within the subdivision review though? I guess that potential for that lot?
All depends on whether it's a subdivision or not. Some of these properties, on
Yeah, but
every
if
5
it
years,
hits
you
a
can
certain
split off a
point, I'm
lot.
gonna send, if it hits a certain point in development, it gets sent to the planning board for review to be established as a road,
Right.
or to have modifications to
Right,
the road.
right, that's
So
right.
it would require planning board review.
Yeah,
Does that answer it?
And then we would apply the standards.
right, can we only look at it like there's only gonna be one house down there? That's the
You
thing,
kinda have to
in
look
our
at
review.
what's being presented.
Why
to
should
the
an
town.
applicant though be held hostage to what his neighbors may or may not do in the future?
Is it,
Well,
It's a
these are the
problem.
considerations for, mostly, and I think it's the consideration mostly for the width of the right-of-way, because I mean, that seems to be the most important factor, is
I'd like
is
to see a
developing a wide
60
enough
foot on
right-of-way.
all of them, even the back lot,
See what?
60 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and another thing too, and I know we'd briefly talk about this too, with like staff level review authority type thing. But I know like in Raymond, for example, we do this all the time where backlot driveways have their own specific right of way. But if the applicant is interested in reducing that right of way, then they have to go before the planning board instead of just staff. So there, I think, you know, there's tools or provisions like that we can put in there too. If people want to seek a waiver or that reduction right of way, at least there's that path forward. They have to come before the planning board to get that.
And this is what I went before the planning board a couple of weeks ago, well, it was 2 meetings ago, and that's what I was bringing up, it's like, this is quite complicated, and the expectation of the select board was that we were gonna have this ordinance ready for them by February 10th. And I'm just,
It ain't gonna happen.
I'm just not, that's what I told them, I says, I don't, you know, don't count on it, because it may not happen,
Right.
so.
It's a lot of work, but I mean, it's, you know, these types of discussions help drive, you know, the direction and like the action items. Like for me, after this meeting, when I go, you know, revise this and put in some new standards, you know, it's helpful to me, just talking about this, so.
Practical matter, 50 is probably enough for any, you know, private road. Our current for a development is 60, so rather than bring them all up to 60, like you said, have a standard for minor roads when the developer wishes eventually to have it taken by the town, which would be 60 feet, and then 50 feet for the others. And, you know, when there's no intention of bringing it up for having it taken by the town.
I have a dumb question, if I could. If you build a road, instead of building a road that's 15 feet wide, okay, and when you first get there, and then later on, you expand it to 25 feet wide, can you start the first road, can you build the first road such that it can be expanded on easily in width? Am I making any sense?
I think I'm understanding.
So, well, you know, in other words, there's enough base gravel, the various layers that are required are in place. So even though you build a short road, you build it such that it can be expanded in width,
Well, presumably, the,
meaning you'd have the
according
right of ways
to our
open.
ordinance, the right-of-way needs to be prepared anyway. It's not like you leave bushes and stuff out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's all, that whole 60-foot width is prepared anyway. As far as the base goes for the road, well, no, that's not so much, but you'd have ditching that would be included in that, and,
Yeah.
and,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have the shoulders to
Shoulders,
plan
yeah.
around, but I have seen it done in some towns where if it is like a phased development where, let's say there's a dozen homes in the first phase, but maybe there's only like 3 or 4 in that second phase. But, you know, maybe it's a longer drive and there's some larger, more estate type lots. You know, they do allow that reduction in the actual roadway width because of that, you know, significant cost, because it's only gonna serve 4 homes, even though it's built to this massive standard.
Yeah.
So that's another option as well. It's kind of difficult to write from an ordinance perspective.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. I got it.
you know, it's around,
Yeah.
so.
the problem is, there's always some land at the end of the road.
Oh, David, there's land on the moon.
Yeah. Well, the other tricky thing too is, you know, a lot of like open space subdivisions and things like that, you know, they'll have their open space lots, but again, that kind of all falls back to the subdivision review piece of it. You know, if there's potential developments within this, or potential land for future development within the subdivision, but they're gonna have to amend that subdivision to put in new lots, you know, that's gonna have to kick it back to planning.
Well, we do have a lot of preservation land around here too, so I suppose if that property abutted the preservation land, yeah, then you could do that. Then you could reduce because you're not gonna be building out any further, it's,
Right. Yeah, I think this is the beauty of planning, right, is just trying to think ahead, think of the context around the surrounding area, and if they wanna reduce the right-of-way width, then they have that option to pursue that waiver and go before the planning board.
How about if we do this? How many years out do we want to plan? 100, 200? You're always worried about the future, David. How many years out do you want to plan?
ask the people of Wyndham that question.
I don't care about Wyndham, David. You're always worried about Wyndham.
Well, no,
I don't want to hear about
to look
Wyndham.
how quickly that developed, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, you know.
Look at the business. I mean, Wyndham's a whole different
That was
ballgame than
the one in
Sebago.
West Town like Sebago.
I
20
can
years ago.
remember, I was 9 years old when we started coming down there.
You know, I've built a few houses in my day, and I always make them, I start smaller, and then I get bigger and bigger and bigger, and I want to be able to do that, to make that
Okay.
possible. I think that's all we're talking
So
about.
how many years out? But what I'm saying is,
How many years?
realistically,
Quite a few.
give me a number.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. We cannot
I'd say 30
plan
years at
ad
least.
infinitum.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
could've-
it depends on the type of plan. I mean, most comprehensive plans like the town's pursuing now, usually those have an age range of like 10 to 15 years.
Even 25, I could go with that, but
Yeah.
I can't write an ordinance today that's gonna be pertinent 100 years from now to protect this town. There is no way we can do that.
And once again, I don't think we're trying to do that, we're just trying to establish what the minimum right-of-way width would be to prepare for all the future development. I mean,
But
basically,
future, how far out, David? That's what I'm saying. We get to talking it's not a finite thing. It's become so abstract that you can't wrap your head around it, and you certainly can't wrap laws around it.
We've all driven down roads in Sebago that are very substandard, and you don't
Oh,
wanna,
hey.
you just don't even wanna go down them.
We need to fix things. I don't disagree with that at all. But I'm saying, I want to look at this realistically. What is possible within the next 20 years?
You don't need a bunch of overbuilt roads that they're gonna serve either, so we need to look at each project and come up with a balance. It's like up in Beaver Pond, is what amounts to a driveway to 2 houses would make a minor street, so, you know.
So
Look at
we
each
gotta wrap
project
this
and
up.
make some decisions.
Let me ask one more question. How many of us are going to be here in 20 years?
I'm probably,
I'm out.
yeah, we need to think about
I don't need to worry about 20 years. How old are you, David?
Who, me?
Yeah,
73.
okay, 93.
A public hearing this evening regarding, let's see, regarding map 004, lot 003, dash 16, that's 8 Valley Lane. Application submitted by Daniel Trumbull for a mobile mechanic business. This is open to the public, obviously, and we're here just to have a public hearing about that. So is there anybody here for the public hearing? Okay, great, okay. All right, so, just checking that out.
Welcome, Don.
Okay, welcome, absolutely, welcome. So Daniel, let's, if you could give an explanation of what you're gonna be doing and the likes?
Yeah, it's just,
Come down, if you would.
Yep. Yeah, just a mobile mechanic business focusing on motorcycles, power sports, lawn care equipment, not like automotive or anything.
Okay, and talk about the nature of the business, that it's a traveling business.
Oh, yeah,
those kinds of
traveling to other
things.
people's houses, that's the mobile mechanic part of it, not on property,
Yep.
it's all at location. It's mostly motorcycles, some power sports, stuff like that.
Okay. And questions from the public? Go ahead.
Yeah.
And you are, by the way?
What's that?
And you are,
Don White.
okay?
I live right down the street at 37.
Yep.
Just a couple quick questions. Would you be doing any work at your house for this?
Not generally, no. It's like 90, I think last time I said 98% of it is on location. I think.
So you're not gonna have vehicles?
No, it's not like there's gonna be cars stacked in the front yard and motorcycles and stuff like that. It's anything on the property is also.
Okay.
If there is anything, it's in the garage, you would never even notice it.
And are you gonna you putting up any other structures, a lean-to, nothing?
Saying exactly how it is.
And will there be any signs
Nope.
out front?
There's no, I mean, if we were on 114, maybe, but like, there's no real benefit to me putting money into putting a sign in front of the house, stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just from like a financial point, doesn't really make sense, there's no return on it.
Well, no, there'll be no return, but I just don't wanna be driving. It's a residential area.
Yeah,
And I wanna make sure it stays residential.
Yep,
You know, no signs, no.
absolutely.
That kind of thing. Other than that, if there's not gonna be any vehicles parked out there, nothing parked on the street overnight, and there's not gonna be a sign, and there's basically no change to the appearance of what you're doing.
Yeah, we wouldn't even know what's happening.
Very good.
Should that be the case, that Daniel says, would there be no change to, who enforces whether or not there's change? All of a sudden, now there's gonna be 20 bikes sitting out front, that kind
That
of,
lady sitting right over there in the corner.
so you just call the crazy lady?
Well,
That's her.
Okay.
Well-
That's all, I just wanted to make sure that it was gonna stay residential and not a buildup for businesses. That's all.
Yeah, it would be, he would be sent back to the planning board if there was a change in how they're doing business.
And then it would be enforced.
Right.
Okay,
Or if we just do it solar.
awesome. I say go for it.
Okay.
Okay, Bob? I have a question for you, Dan.
We're gonna talk about that actually, when we get to the actual
Oh,
conversation. Yep,
excuse
this
me,
is
I
strictly
have a
hearing.
question for you, sir.
Okay, all right. Anybody else?
No, I'm good.
Well, thank you for coming back to do that, and as well, thank you very much for coming. All right, so let's close the public hearing. And so we'll turn this into a planning board meeting. Yes.
I'll make a motion that we close the public hearing portion of this meeting.
Very good. Everybody in agreement?
No, I'm sure.
Okay.
So he keeps saying, that's leaving. Appreciate it.
Okay.
I tried to get
So welcome to our planning board meeting. It is the 14th of October. I'd like to call this meeting to order, and the time is 6:12. Okay. Tonight's agenda is available by the sign-in sheet. If you have not signed in, please do so. Okay. We'll take a roll call of those members here in attendance. Paul White. Tina Vaness.
Here,
Dave McCarthy. Here. David Welch. Here. And myself, Bob La Liberty, chairperson. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. We pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll acknowledge the town staff present, Christina Robinson, CEO, Brett Winkin, I'm getting it, Brett.
There you go.
Winkin, town planner, and Garrett Jones, executive secretary. Thank you all for being here. This is a public proceeding, not a public hearing, and unless the planning board specifically votes to go into executive session, anyone here has the right to hear everything that's being said and to look at all the exhibits or materials that are presented. Please notify the chairperson if you are unable to see or hear. The board works from a published agenda, which is available tonight by the sign-up sheet. Everybody get an agenda? Go from there, okay? All right, so let's take a look at the agenda briefly. We have what we call all old business for tonight that we're going to be looking at. So we're talking about map 004, lot 003, 8 Valley Lane that we just had the hearing over. We'll be also looking at map 0030, lot 15, 74 Safe Harbor Road. We'll be looking at that one as well. We'll also be looking at map 024, lot 002 on 503 Sebago Road. And we'll be looking at map 018, 04122 Sebago Road. Okay, so we have four applications on the agenda. All right. And is there any additional correspondence? I noticed this one. I didn't get a chance to read this one. What's this about?
That was for the 122 Sebago Road. It was just a confirmation that because we were discussing the point wells on that one.
Okay.
And it's just confirmation that those are, enforced in the same way.
Okay, and this exhibit A?
That is, that is the deed for one of the, let's see, for the 503 Sebago.
Okay.
You guys asked to see the deed for that one.
Great.
That is the exhibit A.
Okay, thank you. And what else do we have here? Yeah, okay, it's all the same thing, huh? Okay, got it. Thank you.
And we also got, in regards to 8 Valley Lane, we got a letter just confirming with the
Yes.
The company that he uses to dispose of like oil and stuff like that.
Yes, I saw that. Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, on we go. So let's have a review of the minutes. Could I have a motion to accept the minutes for last meeting?
I make a motion that we accept the minutes from September 9th.
seconded.
Any discussion? Looks good. Okay. All in favor? Thank you very much. Motion passes.
What we might need though is some of those matrix sheets so we can go through, we've got those, he's already,
He's all set.
all right.
Garrett's on the ball. Very good, very good. Oh, goodness. So if there's any questions, are there any questions from the public not related to an application before we begin? Okay. So let's take a look at 8 Valley Lane, map 004, lot 003. Application submitted by Daniel Trumbull for a mobile mechanic business.
Now may I bring up what I was,
Now you can bring up.
this is a declaration of restrictions on this development. And it's in effect until, now this is the kooky part, January 2nd, 2025. So it's no longer in effect, correct? So whatever this says is null and void. So that, because the limitation that I was pointing out was that there's no businesses allowed.
Correct.
Interesting.
And then there was another thing, it said the provisions hereof may from time to time be revised and or amended upon the written consent of at least one record owner. So it can be changed, but it doesn't have to because this makes it null and void anyway. So I think that's important that we have that.
Okay.
Thank you.
I had a couple basic questions. You made arrangements to have oil removed, it's not gonna be stored at the business.
Correct.
If you get some parts you took out of the bike, you're gonna, what's your arrangement to get rid of those?
Generally, they go, depending on what it is, most of what's coming out of it are like rubber seals and stuff like that. They just go in the trash.
And say you have to put a lot of gearbox, you're gonna be able to dispose of that without having it at the property.
Correct.
Okay, and one other thing, is you're gonna do this out of a van? You got a van or something?
I
You got
have a trailer.
a trailer, right?
Yep.
You drive one, okay. That was my basic questions.
Any other questions?
I don't have a question, but I'd like to make a point.
Yes.
I brought up before about vehicles and storage, et cetera. When we get to that point, I'm gonna make a motion that there will be no parking of customer vehicles and equipment parked within view of Valley Lane. That seems to be what the speaker was concerned about before, and it goes in line with what I had brought up at the last meeting. I don't know if anybody has any comments on that.
Does that mean that if they're in the garage, that's
No.
acceptable?
Yes, that would be acceptable.
And you're probably gonna have to get rid of tires, et cetera, so you'd make arrangements to do that?
I don't do tires.
Hmm?
I don't do tires.
You don't do tires?
Now, that requires multiple special machines, giant air compressors that are truly loud. I don't own any of that. I'm gonna have no interest in owning any of it.
Okay.
My question is for Christine. Where he's not doing any work there at the house, in the garage, does there need to be any fire protection barrier between the garage and the house? This was something that was brought up at the last meeting.
I would imagine that he has some anyway. It's a garage within the house, so it's nothing new.
There is a protection because a car would be in the garage.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay,
To
okay.
build it, I believe you'd have to make it fire safe anyways. Fire door that leads to the house, and then the drywall itself can't just be normal drywall.
So it's all drywall, essentially?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
good, thank you.
Okay.
I'm cool.
Okay.
So I guess I would ask Daniel, would you have objections if I put that condition on your application, on your
No
permit?
customer vehicles being inside?
Correct. Okay,
Doesn't bother me?
okay, good. That gives her and
Yeah.
Don
I
White?
fully agree.
some type of power, maybe.
Yeah, something to look at.
Yeah.
Good.
Enforcement issue.
Yep, I agree. Thank you. Do we have any motions?
Have we begun substantive review? We found the application complete,
Yeah, we did that at the last meeting.
and we went into substantive review?
Well, look at the minutes.
So,
Through
I don't think so.
Well, we should make a motion again.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I think you're right, yeah, because we did.
I make a motion that we enter into substantive review, which we should have already done before we started asking questions, but that's all right.
Application was approved last time around, but application was approved? At our
It was
last meeting?
complete, it was complete
It was
application.
complete, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay. Great.
Wait a minute, whoa.
So I made a motion that we begin substantive review.
I second.
Seconded? All in favor? Okay. We'll need our check sheets.
Daniel, I'm gonna ask you the same question just for the record. Would you have any objections if I put in a condition that you will store no vehicles within sight of Valley Lane? No customer vehicles or equipment, actually, is what it's gonna
So,
say. Okay, thank you.
Hey guys, can we look at this for a second? Dave McCarthy motion to table the application to the next meeting. The board would then determine the completeness of the application and enter substantial review.
We did enter substantive review.
No,
No.
we did, with the board would then determine, this meeting, we would determine the completeness of the application.
Okay,
Okay, so I didn't think we had, on this one, we had,
so now we've already done that, that's done.
so, okay.
We didn't do the completeness of the application.
No, I don't think we did that. Yeah.
I make a motion that we find this application complete.
I'll second that.
Did we get all the information we requested
Yes.
last
Yeah.
time?
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Okay. All in favor? Okay, thank you. Passes. And so, let's
And
do
we
this.
rendered into substantive review. Do we need to,
Let's make a
we
motion.
took that out of order, so
Yeah.
do we want to redo that?
Let's
Yep.
redo that.
All right, so I'll make a motion that we enter into substantive review.
Okay,
I'll second that.
good. All in favor? There we go.
Now we're on track.
Okay. So we're going to go through a list of items that we're looking at during substantive review. We'll do them one at a time. Shall we vote on them as a group or as a one at a time?
I'd say we vote on them as a group,
Okay,
like we did last time. We went through each one and had a
Yep.
discussion.
and then we'll
It's
do one
easier
vote.
that way.
Yeah,
Okay, got it. All right, buffers, screening, landscaping, and natural features.
It's okay.
Okay. Burden on municipal services,
We see the issues.
shouldn't be an issue. Congestion, unsafe conditions, sounds fine, no traffic, things like that. Groundwater protection,
No change.
no change there, no issues there. Any hazards or nuisances?
Don't see any.
Oh, we've made sure of that because of no parking and
Yep.
the fact that it's gonna take the oil someplace else.
Okay.
No storage of parts.
No storage.
Covered.
Okay. Impact on neighboring properties, I think we addressed that as well.
I think that will, yeah, be
Yep.
addressed.
Good. Off-street parking and loading,
Okay,
that should be fine too, okay. Open space,
Not applicable.
not applicable. Outdoor displays and storage,
we've taken care of that.
yep. Proper operation of proposed use,
You better, because the code enforcement officer will be on it.
okay. Public health, safety, and welfare,
Not applicable.
take care of that with the oil and the likes, okay. Scenic areas, natural beauty, affecting the surroundings,
Not applicable.
not applicable. Shoreland vegetation, visual access, not applicable. Soils,
No.
anything that will affect soils, okay. Any special features,
Nope.
Traffic,
We did discuss it, but found no change.
no change. Utilities, no change.
Change.
Okay. Waste disposal,
Taking care of it.
we talked about that, okay. Any other? Okay, and fees paid? All set, okay. All right. Anybody like to make a motion?
Do you want to make a motion to add that condition?
Yes.
I'm gonna make a motion that Mr. Trumbull has passed our site plan review matrix. And in that motion, I also want to stipulate that there will be no parking of customer vehicles and equipment parked within view of Valley Lane for an overnight period.
You 8 Valley Lane?
Parked within view of Valley Lane.
Okay. Good. I'll second it. All in favor? Good, there it is.
And that's
Good luck to you.
Let's, we still need to vote on approval.
Make a motion, we approve this application.
Second,
All in favor? Okay,
you're in business.
very good, Dave. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Next application is map 030, lot 015, 74 Safe Harbor Road. Application submitted by Jim Quinlan for a proposed addition to an existing structure on a non-conforming lot within the shoreland zone.
Are we waiting for any other documentation?
No, I requested the distance on the site plan between the garage and the dwelling, and they provided that.
Okay. Have we accepted this as complete?
Have we accepted
Not
that
yet,
as
but-
complete?
No.
Not yet, okay.
No, because we didn't have that information.
So I'd make a motion, we accept this application as complete.
Second it.
All in favor? All in favor? Okay.
I make a motion, we begin substantive review.
I'll second that.
I do have one question though, before we begin that. In terms of the spacing between the new building and the garage, I think it is. And what are the special conditions around that, or, I know it's a very narrow space.
It's just gonna be the fire separation in the garage.
Okay,
What was the distance, Christina?
It was less than 5 feet.
It's like Zach Downing, Emerald Design Build contractor.
okay,
It's about 4'8".
okay,
And we're proposing redoing the siding on the garage, so we're gonna add a protection layer on there, whether it be exterior rated fire sheathing or
Okay.
something. We're still detailing that part of it, but
okay.
What hour rating do you need for that?
for a separation like that, typically we would do a 2-hour rating
Okay.
for something like that, so like a 5/8 dense glass on the exterior, usually that suffices.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
You're happy with that, Christine?
Yeah, I was gonna ask for photos.
okay. All right,
So we took a motion that enters substantively has been seconded, so
okay.
you guys want to?
So we can make a, let's take a vote on the motion. All in favor? Thank you. And going into substantive review.
So the septic tank was gonna be lifted out, and moved and inspected, and then reburied?
Yes.
Re-
Yeah, so we had a septic engineer come out and they did an evaluation of the existing system to make sure that it was still functioning properly and gave us the location of where we needed to relocate the tank to, making sure that our elevations.
And who's gonna inspect the tank when it's pulled out to make sure it's not cracked or anything, and when it's installed and all that sort of stuff? Is that you, Christina, that will be there when that takes place?
No, that's gonna be someone that they hire.
Okay.
Yes, we have an evaluator that already did it to make sure there was no existing issues, and then as we do it, progress through, they're gonna conduct another inspection. To make
So
sure.
you've already inspected the tank?
They did, yes, we got an existing condition to make sure that everything was functioning, because we needed to pinpoint the location of where we're gonna be moving the tank to.
Right. But my concern would be when it's lifted out of the hole to make sure that it doesn't get cracked in the process of moving it.
Yeah, so they're gonna come back and conduct another inspection to make sure that everything was done as it should be, and there's that we didn't create any issues.
Okay.
Thank you. Shall we begin? Okay. Our review criteria, buffers, screening, landscaping, and natural features.
No issues for me.
Okay.
Everyone's okay? All right. We'll vote after it again on the whole package, okay? Burden on municipal services.
I'll
Nothing
change.
there. Congestion, unsafe conditions. Nothing there. Groundwater protection. Talked about the septic and all that, so, okay. Hazards or nuisances. Not apparent. Impact on neighboring properties. Nothing we'll see, okay. Off-street parking and loading. No change. Open space. Not applicable, okay. Outdoor displays, storage. Not applicable, yep. Proper operation of proposed use. No change there. Public health, safety, and welfare. Nothing there, okay. Scenic areas, natural beauty affected. Shoreland vegetation, visual access.
It's okay.
Nope, okay. Soils, effect on soils. And special features.
Nope.
Okay. Traffic, nope. Utilities, no effect there, well, other than the added utilities, yeah. Waste disposal,
Not applicable.
not applicable. Any other concerns there? Okay, fees paid? Okay, good. Any special conditions? All set then?
So,
All right. So, any further discussion?
No.
So, all right, let's vote on this then.
make a motion to approve the application?
Okay, thank you. Seconded?
Second.
Good. All in favor? Okay, very good.
There we go.
Another motion, perhaps?
Perfect. Thank you so
No
much.
motion?
Approval? Yeah, we all done?
Didn't David just do that?
Good, okay, thank you.
You all set?
Good. We all set?
Yep.
Good, all right. Good luck. Okay,
Boy, these driver's license pictures come out terrible. It looks like somebody's an ex-con. No dispersions, but
yeah.
we tabled it till this meeting.
All right. So, let's move on. This time we're talking about map 024, lot 002-A, 503 Sebago Road. Application submitted by James McIntyre for a proposed bunkhouse within the shoreland zone beyond the 100-foot buffer zone.
Make a motion, we have all our information, correct?
Have we previously done the application complete on this?
No, I don't see it.
No, not yet.
No?
Okay,
Make a
We
motion
tabled
to
it to
accept the
this meeting.
application is complete.
Second?
very good.
Can I ask a question
Sure.
first? Did we clear up the discrepancy that the board found regarding the listed number of bedrooms in the proposed septic system upgrade?
So he was going to be providing me with a new design.
Do we have that information tonight?
Didn't he bring that at the last meeting, the new design?
I have something that says
Yeah.
for six bedrooms.
Oh, that's right, there was something wrong with the design. No, he hasn't submitted that, I'm sorry.
He did read it.
He did not.
The new septic plan was provided to town code enforcement. That's what he told me.
Yeah, it might be the thing that, he did send an updated septic, like, on the application.
Well, the issue was the number on the form, if I'm remembering correctly.
My form says, Rev number 1, MPH, 6 beds, down the lower right. You guys have that?
Okay, here we go.
See, I have.
Concrete.
So was that written, did you write it?
I did not.
Oh, that was written, I have no idea, okay.
I came in my package.
Messages and asking.
So, let me see if I got any more stuff in the back.
He said the new septic plan was provided to the town code enforcement. Not sure it was recent.
This is what I was saying.
What is yours saying, the logo right in your corner?
Yeah, that's what I've got. So,
We may have old.
Yeah, I got
Full information, okay.
Do you have that on yours?
Yes, that's what I was mentioning, the 6
Okay,
bedrooms.
6
yeah.
beds
I saw the
down
little
here.
note in the corner, yeah.
Yep.
I
So
do
you
have
just
that.
got the old package,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got the old pack, wait a second, I think it's in the back, yeah.
So 6 bedroom,
You can have mine.
I got it.
so if we're talking 120 gallons of
Stuff in the back of the car.
So are we all okay
720
with what we have?
gallons.
Go ahead, Tina.
let me just check this.
So that's 720 gallons a day for wastewater,
Yep.
right? And so what do we have for the size system? Yeah, two
based
1,000
on
gallon tanks, so we're all right.
90 gallons per day per bedroom, right?
It's 120,
All right. That's what it's based on, 90 gallons per day per bedroom.
it says 120.
David. 120.
120?
Yes,
Okay.
but there are two 1,000 gallon tanks, correct?
Yeah,
And
okay.
we're only talking 720 gallons a day, so we're fine.
Yeah.
So the new design is sufficient.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
Good, okay.
Wait a minute. Just make sure I got the deed. Which I think we did. Excuse me.
Yes, that's right here, actually. That was one of the handouts today.
Oh, today.
That was the only thing they were missing.
Yep. Yep, I've got all the deed stuff.
So this bunkhouse is considered an accessory dwelling unit?
No, because there's no kitchen.
Says ADU at 120 gallons per day per bedroom?
So it should probably be listed as a bunkhouse,
Okay.
because an ADU is,
That's right, has a kitchen and all, it's fully a full standing unit, yeah.
No, that's just what it says on the HHE 100 here. That's what this is.
So we can do that as a condition of approval before a permit is issued, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Because that would, that would suggest that it could be turned into an ADU, wouldn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, it could be turned into one, yes.
yeah,
Yep, simply by the addition of a kitchen
right,
area.
right.
What are we worried about?
Well, the septic design
Yeah,
refers to ADU at 120 gallons per day per bedroom. So the assumption is that by just adding a kitchen, this could be turned into an ADU instead of a bunkhouse.
so is that
The ADU is not allowable by shoreline zoning.
okay, so that's gonna have to be corrected, correct?
Right, so that's what
Yeah.
he's saying, he can add it as like a condition to the approval.
Okay, that's clear enough.
Okay, where are
Okay, we're ready for a motion here.
Where's our
we?
matrix?
Review? or-
Garrett,
What's that?
where's our
Do you
matrix?
want-
Let me find out. Right here.
Well,
One second. So are we at application complete? Have we done that already? We haven't. We have.
Right, well, I think we started a motion and had a second. I don't know. that
we had a discussion, so,
Okay, all right.
so just to
Let's press it.
reiterate, and make a motion that we accept this application complete at this time.
Second. Yep, subject to.
Subject to a revised HHE 200 that reflects that this will be a 3-bedroom bunkhouse and not an ADU unit.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Paul's not here.
Paul's not here.
All right.
You just stepped out.
Still right, yeah, 4 out of 5.
Can I should I count it as abstain?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, 4, that passes, right?
federal
Yes,
dock
yes,
is
it
paid
does.
for
It
holding up
passes.
the meeting. When you get paid nothing, it's okay, right?
I make a motion that we begin substantive review.
Second that?
All in favor? Okay, I think we can keep going, huh?
Yep.
All right,
Okay, now we need our matrix scissors.
here he comes.
Paul, I didn't realize you stepped out, but I made a couple of motions to
With the motions.
So we just,
begin, to accept it and begin review.
Yep.
Okay.
okay, all right, here we go, through the list for the approval matrix. Buffers, screening, landscaping, natural features.
Is there still a matrix that needs to be passed down?
Oh, yeah.
Need some more. Yeah,
Come on, guys.
keep them moving.
Jeez. Oh, that's perfect. How come you didn't set extras when you because they keep passing them down the road.
2 extras, so.
I'll take them to the next one.
Everybody ready?
Yep.
Okay. Buffers, screening, landscaping, and natural features.
I'm good with that.
All good? Okay. Burden on municipal services.
No change.
No change?
Well, yeah, no change.
Okay. Congestion, unsafe conditions.
Not applicable.
Not applicable, yeah, that's where I am too. Okay. Groundwater protection.
Not applicable.
Yeah, don't see any there. Okay. Hazards, nuisances.
Not applicable.
Okay. Impact on neighboring properties.
Not applicable.
There, yeah. Off-street parking and loading.
Not
They've got
applicable.
means for that. Okay. Open space.
Not applicable.
Applicable. Outdoor displays, storage. Not applicable. Proper operation of proposed use.
It's okay. You
That's
better,
intention, okay. Public health, safety, and welfare, any problems there? All good. Scenic areas, natural beauty maintained? All good?
yep.
Shoreland vegetation, visual access?
Good.
No change there, really. Impact on soils? not applicable. Special features,
Not applicable?
not applicable. Traffic,
Nope.
notification there. Utilities, there's no change there either. Waste disposal,
Not applicable?
only during construction, that's it. And any other, nope, fees paid? Okay, great. Special conditions,
Did the,
all set?
what
Do
Dave
you have
said?
any issues, Christina, at all, or is anything?
No issues.
No special conditions, okay? All
The only
right,
thing we have to do is change what Dave
Yes.
said in here.
yeah, we'll change the septic information. Okay. All right, so all set then, let's vote on this.
I'll make a motion to approve the application.
And I'll second it
Motion that accepted with the condition.
with that one condition that we have an updated form.
Yes, we want to put that condition in there, in with the,
We'll put it in with the approval also.
okay.
So, you want to withdraw your,
Yeah, I'll withdraw my motion.
okay, just so I can,
Yeah, right.
I make a motion that we accept this application with the condition that the code enforcement officer receive a revision of the HHE 2000 form to reflect that this is a 3-bedroom bunkhouse and not an auxiliary dwelling unit,
Accessory dwelling unit.
accessory dwelling unit, before a permit is made, given out.
I'll second that motion.
Very good. And this is regarding substantive review, so,
Yep.
yeah, very good, okay. You actually said application complete, but that's okay.
This, yeah,
We're good.
yeah.
We're good.
This is.
All right, all in favor? Good.
Okay.
Okay. Very good.
We'll do.
We got it. Just need
Thank you.
formal approval. I think we're set. So we need a formal approval, motion for formal
I
approval?
believe that's what we just did.
We just,
Okay,
we
thank
did.
you,
Yeah.
thank you. I've got follow up on
no,
these.
I know.
Sorry about that.
Good condition.
Okay.
Sometimes I go out of your order too, I realize. So that just needs to be taken out.
Okay, very good.
So, just a clarification, does everybody understand what waste disposal is on this? Yeah.
In terms of
This matrix.
this matrix, I have a better explanation behind this one. I don't have.
Well, it has to do with actually construction and
Something we said.
demolition and debris.
Okay,
Is it
Very
something
good.
you said?
What do you got?
I'm just gonna pass the approval matrix.
I got one.
I got one.
Hey, guys, you're gonna talk down this way too, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. A lot of
No, not-
conversation goes that way and then we don't get it.
okay,
Thank you.
gotcha.
So the conversation was, I already have a matrix,
Oh,
copy
okay.
of the matrix.
Actually, I'm gonna use this.
Yeah, I knew you had that.
Yeah, it's a much better one, that's all. Thank you.
That's what I was just
saying
looking
that.
for in
Yeah.
my book.
Yeah. Okay, here we go, all right. Shall we move forward? All right, on to the next. So this is, our next application is map 018, lot 041. This is 22 Sebago Road. Application submitted by Judith McGuire for a proposed demolition of an existing structure and the construction of a new single-family dwelling on a non-conforming lot. All right.
It's been a
Any-
long time since I've seen that signature of Vinyl Good. It's been a long time since I've seen Vinyl Good signature on something.
Is this the latest plan?
Yeah, I've given you everything.
So
I had an updated one too that I gave you guys. That was a little bigger.
this was the big one you gave us, I think, right here, isn't it?
Is it?
With some pencil.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Hasn't changed.
See the setback?
Share with you.
So it's gonna take a while.
Here's the corner, also being 50.
So do we have all of the materials on this, Christina?
Other one they've been,
Yes.
this one with that.
No.
Make a motion, we accept this application as complete.
Store up here, so-
Yeah.
I'll second that motion.
That's
What
really,
did you guys say?
Application completeness, motion.
It was a
Motion
pre-application last time, so we didn't,
motion to accept it as complete.
now?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Okay,
Been seconded.
okay, all right. Those in favor? Okay, everybody, all right?
I make a motion, we enter into substantive review.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? All right.
Okay. I have a question, Mr. Chair. On the plan, it shows your sideline setback, what's that, in the southerly, southeasterly portion of the property, it being 14 feet 4 inches and 13 foot 10 inches, is that correct?
it is.
And then the road setback from Ossipee Street to be 22 feet 2 inches and 23 feet.
Yes.
And this is a complete tear down, you're removing the foundation, the complete house,
There's no foundation.
there's no foundation.
That's the problem.
Yeah, okay, so,
The floors go like this.
okay, so, in our ordinance, the requirement for this, I believe, would be that you have to, because you're tearing the building down and there's no foundation, there's not an existing foundation that you're building off, that you would have to meet the sideline setbacks of our ordinance, which would be 15 feet on that rear setback, and if we approve, 25 feet on the road setback. Is there a possibility of moving the house towards Sebago Road? What is it? I guess it's 8 inches on one and 14 inches on the other part of the house.
Yeah.
So you can meet that sideline setback.
We could definitely slide it forward.
Yeah, and the same thing from Ossipee Street, you had to, that's if we approve the 25-foot setback.
Yeah. So we'd have to slide the house over.
Yeah, you'd have to slide it over
Have to
from
slide.
Ossipee Trail, Ossipee Street, excuse me, and so that you're 25 feet from the sideline setback. Yeah,
Whenever there's non-conformance, we try and move it more into conformance if we possibly can.
Right.
This is a great opportunity to do that.
that's right, yeah. So, I guess if we're gonna do that, I think the board would have to probably make a motion that we accept the 25-foot setback from Ossipee Street, because the requirement in our ordinance is 50 feet, but we can reduce it to 25 feet, so somebody would have to make that motion that we, so I guess I would make that motion that we accept a 25-foot setback.
I'm
from
quite sure what I'm
Ossipee
looking
Street.
Right here. The house is only 22 feet from Ossipee Street.
Yeah, but it also shows the house
In
goes out.
keeping with the neighborhood character.
Okay, he's talking. David, you're talking about, okay, there's also a block that comes out from that.
Oh, there is.
That's what Paul's asking. You need
Okay.
that one to be, that part to be 25 feet?
So what is that bump out with the stairs? Okay, yeah, we don't have that dimension, that's right. So you'd have to actually,
Oh, it's 20 feet.
yeah, it's 23 feet from the main portion of the main wall of the house, or 22 feet 2 on this end. We don't have that dimension, where the bump out is and the concrete stairs and the concrete walkway.
Well, it's 6 feet, so subtract 6 feet from that number and have it.
6 feet.
So the bump out is 6 feet out from what, the front or
So
the back
this
of that
is
bump out?
16 feet.
Because it's, you have two different dimensions there.
Be 16 feet 2 inches from the street. If that bump comes out 6
Now,
feet,
does he have a right to build on the same?
feet out.
but there's no footprint because there's no foundation.
There's no
That's what he's
footprint.
arguing.
18.
Yeah, and in theory, you'd have to do the steps too.
The steps are going away.
These steps are going away?
Yeah.
Okay, the steps and the concrete going away, okay. So you'd have to slide it over, what, to be 25 feet, you get, what was that, another 2 foot 10 inches, 2 foot 10, 8 foot 10,
You have to
right?
slide it back 9 feet?
8 foot 10 this way?
Then you're getting onto your well point.
And this how it, that's what we need to do.
Yeah,
But if you slide that back to 9 feet, to
right,
make it 25,
right,
is that gonna interfere with the well point?
No, it's 80
right.
something feet.
Well,
Is the
No, it
well
won't.
point required to be a certain distance from the building?
I don't think so, no.
No, because that's the septic system, you're looking at 86 feet, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the
Septic system,
Yeah.
from the point, is 86 feet?
No, it's in the back.
But you can have your water system as close
You-
to
you
your
want
house
it-
as you want.
Okay, that's what I didn't know, I'm
Yeah.
asking you.
We're asking, not telling.
You can, I mean, I know houses that have wells inside the,
Down the basement?
That's true,
Yeah, yeah, they used to do that, put them down the basement, yeah, on the lakes, All right, so,
So
yeah.
that there's room.
So you wanna slide everything right
So would
over?
you say, Tina, not slide over 9 feet or something?
Well, you've got, if you, there's 6 feet for that extension that comes out as 6 feet.
Plus you have to go another 2 feet for this to get
Well,
to
the
here.
step-
You have
the
to
steps
go
he's- the steps he's
6 and then
removable.
7, 8 to get to the 25.
But wait a minute.
The steps he's removing, the steps in the concrete is being removed.
Okay, but if from the road to the side of the house is 22 feet 2 inches,
Yeah,
and then the jet out, the jetty thing comes out 6 feet,
yeah,
that leaves 16 feet 2 inches.
yeah,
Okay, so it's got to be moved back
so it's 810. right,
to
right?
25, you have to move it back 9 feet,
Yeah, yeah, call it 9 feet, sure.
okay?
Yes.
So that's all they'd have to do.
Yeah,
I mean, if there's no foundation,
He's
so
also
it's not a
talking
big
about
deal.
moving
I
it
mean, it's just,
forward so that he's able to, basically, see these 25 foot around.
yeah,
What he's saying is take the whole thing and kind of move it this way.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
down
because
and-
rear sideline setback, he has
Over
to
to
move
make
forward
this
towards-
side and
towards,
then down to make
to
that
make that
side. so.
Yeah, that only has to be 15 feet.
I mean, we have plenty of
But
room.
it's still,
Yeah, right.
it's shown
Yeah,
as
just- yeah.
15 setback, 15 side, 25,
Do we have a
25.
direction on
So
it?
this can come
This
down.
Yeah,
more,
this is
bring this
right
about this far, which he seems to have the
Put
room.
plenty of room there, and then slide, just slide it over. Oh, yeah,
9 feet from the
That'll
eastern
be
side
good.
or Ossipee Street. Side by setback.
you're pulling it towards 114.
Yeah. It's gotta move towards-
You're pulling it towards 114 by a foot and a half, and then you're moving it towards Moody's
And
9 feet.
how far are we going here?
We got this thing going back.
We don't have any,
Patio
it's down and over.
Okay.
Deck and patio count, we have to move both deck and patio 15
It's
to
going
25.
away.
It's going away, all right.
Okay, 14 inches?
Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you so much.
That's good to get that road. Some people don't.
So at the present time, we're asking this guy to come back with a plan that shows that
Driveways,
it moved.
Say that again?
We're asking you to come back, or I'm suggesting we're asking you to come back with a plan that shows it moved within the proper dimensions.
Or it could be added as a condition of approval.
Throw it as a condition.
I'm not big on conditions, that's all.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get started if we can put it on as a condition.
David's gonna make a motion for the condition.
Okay, there we go, and then you can still get started.
So you want the surveyor to come out? And,
I don't want,
No, no.
I want the don't want the survey.
oh, you want it plotted on the
Right,
Yeah.
right.
On the Tuscarora
Yeah,
property.
on the
Yeah.
plot plan, yeah.
Alright.
Now, the driveway, is that already there, that existing driveway?
That's existing driveway.
Right.
Good. Yep. Thank you.
So we can just go on.
Well, see, this is simple,
This is simple.
Okay.
easy. It's nice when you can make things work.
I don't have any other issues.
I lost my note.
I don't either.
David,
that's
say
all.
that again in the microphone. He didn't hear me.
Good.
David, say that again.
What?
Say that again, I don't have any issues.
Any other issues?
Any other, okay.
I'm looking at
Okay. Good.
Okay,
Be ready for
I
site plan
make
review?
a motion, we,
David, make your motion.
well, where we are, we accepted the application.
Accept the application.
We did substantive
You
review.
guys are in substance.
Okay, I make a motion that we vote our matrix on this project. See if it meets all conditions.
All in favor?
Easy, put in the condition.
Yeah, do the condition thing now or at the end.
I just voted to do this.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know how to begin that
Okay.
process.
All right.
All in favor?
All in favor? Okay. All right, here we go.
Oh, actually, can I ask one other question?
Mhm.
Your contractor, are you the contractor?
Yes.
Okay, are you disposing of it yourself, or are you having somebody else dispose
Oh,
of
when
it?
we tear the building up,
Yeah,
I'm having, Triana
okay, all right.
come with dumpsters.
Yep, good, okay. Good, thank you.
All set?
Yep.
Okay, so here we go. Buffers, screening, landscaping, natural features.
No change.
Okay, adequate provisions, all right. Burden on municipal services,
No change.
no change. Congestion, unsafe conditions, any traffic increase?
No.
No change. Groundwater protection,
I would have a question on that.
Okay.
It's a point-driven well, right?
It's a what?
A point? Yeah. And you've had the water tested?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Does the CEO have a copy of the test, you know, or did you provide a copy of the water test to the CEO? No, you don't have to, but,
We're gonna do a filtration system, and we're gonna get a filter system.
yeah. Oh, you are, okay, all right. Okay,
you all set then?
yeah, I'm all set.
Okay. So we're okay, groundwater protection, all right?
Yep.
Hazards, nuisances, that's any hazard to travel, public, private ways, any glare?
No wild dances?
No.
No change.
Maybe.
Okay. Impact on neighboring properties, any undue adverse effects?
You haven't heard any.
No change, yeah, haven't heard any, that's true. Off-street parking and loading,
The same.
all the same. Open space, that's common, open space areas shall be contiguous where possible.
Not applicable?
It's a small lot, it's not applicable.
It's really not applicable, okay? Outdoor displays and storage, not applicable. Proper operation of proposed use, that's fine.
Know how to go to bed at night?
Public health, safety, and welfare,
Not applicable?
no change there. Scenic areas, natural beauty,
No change.
no change in that. Shoreland vegetation, visual access,
We're making sure that we're not within 100 feet of any part of the lot.
Say that again?
How far is it from the closest point on his property to the pond?
Oh, good. It's a good
Well,
couple
over
hundred feet.
Say that again?
So all over on,
From the water, from the lake to the house, a couple hundred
Oh,
feet.
it's 311 feet.
all right, now
Okay.
applicable then,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you. Soils. Project will be built on soil types which are suitable.
Yes.
Okay. Special features, they're exposed storage areas, exposed machinery, service areas, truck loading, no, that's not applicable. Traffic movement, adequate provision for traffic movement, no change there.
There's no change.
Utilities,
Fine.
no change to utilities, all adequate, just a read.
Gonna rehook
It's all new anyway. Okay, very good, same thing though. And waste disposal, you'll be taking care of that. That means removing all the building materials and all those kinds of things. Very good. Okay. So, let's close this out, let's take a vote on this.
I make a motion, we accept this application and site plan as complete, subject to the following. Side lot, the following setbacks. The house will be moved 9 feet from Ossipee Street and 15 inches closer to Route 114 to meet code setbacks.
Okay? All in favor? Okay. Very good.
Congratulations.
Do we have another motion though?
I don't, I'm not a
It's a completion?
Thank you very much.
We got it done, right?
Was that motion just to add this to the completeness?
I said we accept the application as complete
Right.
and site plan approval.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the application.
Yes, okay. We
Gotta do that. We gotta use the word
Approve
approve the application.
Subject to my previous motion.
Yes, subject to the previous motion.
You do that,
Made by David.
you do that, Garrett?
Yep.
Right, now you
Okay, so now we got a second vote on that.
And so all in favor? Very good. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Now get cracking.
Get to it, start digging.
I would make note that the next meeting would fall on Veterans Day, in which case Garrett probably are not working. So we need something on the agenda. And as David has said, I don't know how enthusiastic the selectmen are about our activities.
Thank you.
Just thought I'd bring that up.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys, take care now.
You have nothing on the
If you guys
schedule.
wanted to have a meeting next month in November, it would probably, I think that the day that Christine and I were looking at, if you guys wanted to do it, would be the next Wednesday. So that would be the day after a select board meeting. And, you know, I think there's gonna be, we have one application in, and I believe there'll be another one shortly, and then tentatively there might be a third, but I'm not 100% sure on the third.
Okay.
But it's ultimately up to you guys.
So the same sorts of things we've been looking at?
It's more, occupation, so there's like some,
The home occupation?
exactly, yeah.
All right. Well, what date do you suggest then we should meet?
Christina and I thought, let me give you the exact date, what the
I will not be there, so
You'll not be here then?
I will not.
that would be November 19th, is a Wednesday.
November 19th?
Yes.
I'm not sure I'm available either for that, actually. I thought I had my calendar with me, but I don't.
Where's Thanksgiving, 27th?
So I'll have to check back.
Okay, so basically there's
I'll
nothing
give you a
going
call
on. I can do it if you'd like.
And, you know, if you guys have a day that you would prefer, I would just say you probably can't do the Tuesdays just because there's select board stuff
Yeah.
going on those
Other,
days. so.
other meetings are planned.
I think we deal with this every year.
Yeah.
Do you?
Sometimes we have a meeting, sometimes we don't.
So how are we gonna handle that if you can't make it and David can't make it?
We'll try another day,
Yeah.
that's all.
Yeah.
We'll try another day. I'll have to get a hold of you guys, that's all. I'll
Okay,
talk to
yeah.
Garrett, we'll figure it out and
Yeah, all right.
see what works.
Okay.
We'll check it out with you.
Sounds good.
Okay?
So we're looking at November the 19th at 6 o'clock,
I would do 5 o'clock again. We'll do a workshop ahead of it.
5 o'clock. All right.
Yep. Work on our ordinances. And before then, we'll have met with the select board hopefully and
Yep.
talked about a few different things.
And my ukulele classes will be over then.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have classes on Wednesday
Okay.
night.
And we might try for a special meeting with the select board for both of these issues.
Right. Yeah.
Might be the way to do that.
We gotta-
We're gonna be meeting together on the 21st anyways. It's the 21st that the GP cog thing is with the select board.
When is this month?
Yeah. Wasn't it the 21st this month?
It is this month, yeah.
What time, 6 o'clock?
You know what time it was?
I believe it was 5 or 5:30. It's like, it's their.
I think it's
Yeah, was
5.
it 5:30 to 6:30 or something like that?
Something,
Yeah,
I would have to
I
check
can't
with
remember.
the town manager is the one organizing it. I would have to check with him.
Okay.
And what's the name of that one, Gary?
That is it's like a GP cog training workshop
Okay.
with the select board and the planning board.
Just what are we allowed to do in the face of the new state laws and constricts our ability to make our own decisions? You know, the new state laws.
They do. That's what they do, yeah.
All right.
All right.
We're gonna meet with those two, well, one is
Is
like
it-
next week and the other one is all right.
Is that what the meeting is about?
That's just their, like, the workshop before the meeting.
So that,
It's about, I think it has to do with the duties that the two boards have, something like that, isn't that what it's about? Yeah.
On the what, comprehensive plan.
On a motion?
Who knows?
Yep, I think so.
Make a motion, we adjourn this meeting?
I second that.
All right. All in favor?
Hey, hey, hey.
Thank you, Will.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Looks like 7.
7:11.
7-Eleven,
14.
always open.
Did you go down and finish that wall?